Welcome to the Rainbow Room, our podcast about writing, representation,
and gay stuff.
This is episode 25, Cut the Button. Hey everyone, I'm Andrew.
My name is Eric.
And today we have special guest Jared Waters.
Hello, how's it going?
The reason we have Jared on is he was one of the winners of the Button.
I was.
And I was also in it. We're reviewing Cut, specifically the Button, and we're specifically going to talk about the episode that we were both in, which was the Cut's first time doing a all-male gay version of the Button.
Yeah. Pretty cool thing to be part of.
And we'll have Eric ask us questions about our experience, since he notably was not in it.
Yeah, I don't have any FOMO at all. Don't worry, guys. Don't worry about me.
Before we get into all that, we like to ask a question to all our guests to kind of get to know them. And the question is, what's the gayest thing you've done this week?
Gayest thing I've done this week? Well, am I allowed to swear? Is that
Yeah, you can swear. We do try and keep it like PG-13.
Oh, okay.
You can swear.
Okay, never mind.
Oh!
I'm going to take back what I was going to say. I bought something from the Pride section at Target today.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What was it?
What did you buy?
It's just a little t-shirt, a little like rainbow t-shirt. I was like, yeah, why not? I don't really have anything rainbow, so I was like, might as well get something. I'd say in the past week, probably that.
What's the shirt look like?
It's like tie-dye, but like kind of like rainbow tie-dye, and it has like a little rainbow up like above the heart,
Okay.
So I'm like,
love. One of my friends was just texting me today about the lesbian like Target Pride collection, and one of the shirts said "Live, Laugh, Lesbian," and she's like, "Is this a bit? Like, is this designed by a lesbian who's doing this ironically?" But what did you think of the gay section? Yeah.
I mean, it was really small.
Okay.
It was just kind of like a little corner. I thought it could have been bigger, and they could have done like some better things, but it's there. So
the stuff that was there, did it seem like stuff that gay men would wear, or did it feel like out of touch, or did it feel like on the money?
It kind of just felt like generic, it kind of
very safe.
Yeah, like very safe. Nothing like really out there or anything like that. It was just like t-shirts and kind of boring stuff. It'd be fun to see them do more, but it's also like a family store, I guess. So they're probably trying to be a little more reserved, But
yeah,
it's cool.
Well, it's also interesting because we've talked about this on this podcast before about like the idea of rainbow capitalism, and when it seems like the brands are like just trying to buy their product. So like I feel like companies have gotten a lot of pushback on having Pride merchandising. And I wonder, I'm sure that companies aren't oblivious to this, right? So if I'm in Target shoes and I want to avoid backlash, but I also want to put something out, I can see how they would be motivated to play it very safe and like just have like pretty generic. Which I don't know. It kind of makes me sad that we have all this backlash sometimes. Like, no, let's celebrate the fact that they're like making stuff for us. Like, I want more.
No,
like you said, I want it to be bigger. Like, I don't care if they're just doing it for Pride. Turn the whole store rainbow.
Exactly. Play into it if you're gonna do it at all.
Eric, what was the gayest thing you did this week?
The gayest thing I did this week. No, that is also going to involve Target.
What?
Yeah.
Hashtag
there was this
Target. This episode.
I didn't shop in the Pride section. I was in the women's section, as I always am on any given day. And there was this really cute black crop top, and I will be honest, I stole it. And
wait, what?
Hey,
have you never heard of people stealing from Target?
No, I mean, I've heard of criminals doing it. Not my friend Eric Martinez.
Yeah, I stole a black crop top from Target because it looked really good on me, and I didn't feel like paying for it. I didn't feel like paying for it because it was only available in one size, and I was like, this size may not fit me, but instead of paying for it, let's just go home and try it on. And of course, it fit me like a glove, and I got it for free. So that was beautiful.
I'm so sorry. I have to ask about. So, have you shoplifted before?
Yeah, of course. It's Target. There's like a on all like major corporations, there's like a shoplifting like quota. Like they factor in people stealing from there all the time. Apparently at Target, you have like a $500 limit where you can like steal up to $500 before they really come after you.
Oh my god, where are
Um,
you getting this number?
the internet. um, and yeah, it's just so easy, and like they don't need it. They don't need my like $5 to $15.
Were you were you
Um, I,
were you scared? Like shoplift? Like how did you get away with it?
oh, because there's like a self checkout, and the self checkout is so big, and no one's really watching, and so it's easy to like sort of scan like in the act of like buying something else, you can just like quickly shift something over to the shopping area. We have to like bleep everything out.
Oh yeah, I'm about to ask you what you're comfortable sharing because this is like so mind blowing to me. This is
I
crazy.
don't care. I want to give representation to gay people doing crimes, petty theft. Yeah. Um. Yeah, I'm sure the next time you're in a Target, I'm
Eric, I feel like
sure.
your gayest thing you've done this week has been getting like it started off with like, oh, I was yearning for a better life and looking out the window, and it's just been getting darker and more sinister from like yelling at a girl in a concert to like
Oh yeah, I'm slowly on like a villain arc. I
yeah,
think that's fun.
yeah, there's something there. That's
Someone has to grow on
fun.
this podcast, and it can be me.
Okay, so the gayest thing I did this week, and I've kind of already been talking about it a lot, but I got a new camera. So okay, the camera isn't the gay thing. So getting a new camera is cool. I'm very excited to have it. We're filming on it right now. But the gay thing was the very first picture I took on it was a mirror selfie. Very first one, and then I took a few more pictures, and then like within the first like 10 pictures I took, within the first 10 minutes of turning this camera on, I took a shirtless mirror selfie,
Mm.
and I did not take just one. I took like several so that I could like pick the best one. Uh, I was taking some portraits of Jared here earlier so I could use it for the guest photo, and I was like scrolled too far back, and Jared saw one of them. He's like, oh, oh.
Hey, it was funny. You gotta do it. You gotta do it. Show
Yeah,
yourself some love, right?
right. That is gay canon. That is gay rights.
Yeah.
Being able to take a shirtless mirror selfie. Um, and I posted it on Instagram, and it's been doing numbers.
Yes.
You got likes, baby. I'm looking at it right now.
I saw it too. So
You can find the shirtless picture of the man behind this voice at Andrew Steyer on Fire on Instagram.
If you want to follow along for all of my gay crimes, follow me at Eric Martini on Instagram.
Okay, let's start talking about cut. So first of all, I just want to talk about the YouTube series in general. One of the reasons, so if you don't know what Cut is, chances are you've maybe seen some of their videos because I feel like a lot of people don't necessarily know the brand name, but they have all these Facebook Reels, Instagram Reels. Obviously, they're like YouTube is their biggest thing. So they are so much in content, and they're very short form videos. So a lot of people have seen them. It's the videos that will have like the white background, and they have various kinds. They'll have stuff like pair the pet to the owner, and so like someone has to like figure out which pet goes with which owner. They'll do the side by side interviews, and these videos will get like millions of views, like 1 million, 2 million views. They have millions of subscribers, and so we were looking it up just now, and they started in 2014. Their first video was October 2014. So that's still pretty new. That's only like 9 years old. Yeah, which I guess makes sense because there's such like internet. Their whole thing is internet virality, and I feel like that concept in general is kind of new in and of itself. Um, but one of the reasons we wanted to talk about them on this episode is because and I don't know if it's always been this way, but certainly recently, they do a really good job with representation. Um, they're kind of, I feel like their whole idea is like taking it's almost like, yeah, taking strangers from around the world is what it's supposed to feel like. Secret, it's all filmed here in Seattle.
Yeah.
I mean, not like a super secret, but like the vibe is like this could be being filmed anywhere in America. But they do a really good job of getting a diverse pool of people, and I think they treat those issues with the proper sensitivity too.
Oh, for sure.
Like, yeah, they definitely know what they're doing with that. So definitely like a group of allies, and maybe we are just talking about this.
I feel like it's a lot of like queer people because I mean, when I did my interview and all that stuff for it, it was this lady Simone, and she had a wife, and she was the one casting for like the gay video, and so I was like, oh, okay, so there's definitely like queer people that are at this workspace, so they definitely are gonna understand like more of our view and all that type of stuff. So
Yeah. And Eric, when was the first time you saw or like heard of a cut video?
You've been doing them for a while. I've known about them before you, but I feel like I didn't really start watching them until you started promoting a lot of them and stuff. But I know they sort of float around on like YouTube and Facebook and all that.
How about you? When was the first time you like heard of them? What made you decide to want to sign up, etc.?
I feel like my roommates, so they watch a lot of cut videos, and before we all moved in together, I'd go over to their apartment. That's just kind of like one of the things we would do. And so I just super got into it, and then I found out you could apply to them. And so I've applied to like a few of them and just never got it. And then I applied to this one because I was like, oh, why not? They say they're looking for a bunch of people, might as well try. And one day I woke up and there was an email in my inbox, had my interview, and then next thing we were there and we were filming, and I was like, wow, this is crazy. But
Yeah, that is crazy. Were you nervous?
I thought I was gonna be more nervous than I was. Like I feel like once I actually sat down, I was like, well, this is really just all fun and games if you think about it. And it's just you're on camera. And yeah, it was intimidating, but I feel like the longer you're sitting there and the more you're talking to people, you're just kind of like, oh, it's just like having a conversation. There's just a camera.
Yeah.
And I feel like having less people in the room, because there's only like what, like four.
Yeah, it is a pretty
producers and
bare
all that.
bones crew once you get in there. It's like and the camera is so far away
Yeah.
too. They like it's very easy to forget the camera's there because it's really, and this is a good like filming trick anyway, is like the farther away the camera is, like the better the person looks, I feel like. So we have this camera set as far back as I as I could get it while keeping us in the shot. If I could, I'd have it like across
All the way across.
across the moon. But yeah, it's I remember being surprised by that. My uh, Eric, I feel like I should let you ask us questions because I could just freaking like ramble on all day. But I will say that like my first cut video I was in was the side by side Secret Crush, and so I had invited a guy I knew through improv. He worked at my improv theater on to and then they interviewed us separately. I didn't tell him it was because I had a crush on him. But then they ended up asking like really probing questions, like, "So, if he asked you on a date, what would you say?" But he was straight, so this is like someone I'd like,
Yeah.
not, but I remember for me, I was so nervous after my interview of like, oh God, what's gonna like look like after the editing and stuff.
That's exactly how I felt. I was like nervous leading up to it, and then while it was happening, I was like, "Oh, this isn't bad at all," like this is fun. And then when it was over, I was like, "Oh, now I have to wait for it to like come out and see what it actually looks like." I
Yeah.
wish they sent you like a rough cut or something of it so you could at least know kind of what was coming,
Mm-hmm.
but it's all of a sudden just out there, and then everyone's. I feel like
Yeah.
that's also kind of the fun.
Mm.
Uh,
Were y'all in the experience of doing it? Well, I guess Jared, the spoiler alert, Jared, you got a date out of it, I guess.
Yeah.
I was like, what were your expectations going into it, into this whole process, both of you?
I honestly was not expecting to win or anything like that. I was just kind of going into it being like, oh, I want to get my moment on camera, you know?
yeah.
But I was just thinking, kind of like, whatever happens, happens. If I were to meet someone, that's cool. But if not, I'll probably meet like cool people out of it. And that was enough. And I was just like, no expectations. Obviously, you want to win, you know, you want to, but I wasn't expecting to or anything like that. I was just kind of hoping to have a good time.
Yeah, I think I'm in the same exact way. I was like, I really wanted the camera time. I was actually hoping for like a moment where you really got to see me be into someone and like see what I look like when I like am really like attracted to someone and wanting to. And I ended up rejecting someone, and then like the second person, like neither of us liked each other, so I didn't really get that moment.
Yeah.
But it was still, I still got like I think what I wanted, which is like viral moments, you know.
Yeah. Jared, did you know that they were gonna bring you back? Because like you left and then you came back in, right?
Yeah, so no, I mean, I had no clue that they were going to do that, but because we all sat in like a circle in our room at least, because their room was a little different. But we just sat in a circle of like chairs, and all of a sudden the producer comes around the corner and he like called me back to the corner, and he was like, "Would you want to go out there again and like talk to Curtis? Do you think that would?" And I was like, "Oh, sure, why not?" Because Curtis was in my room. So I had been talking to him all day, just kind of like getting to know him, and we were just so
Oh.
we had been talking all day, and then when he went in there and they called me over, I was like, oh, he wants to like either talk to me or they think we're gonna be a good match. And so I was a little surprised, but it was a good surprise.
Hmm. Okay, a little behind the scenes. It
Yeah.
wasn't 100% blind.
Yeah, while we're on
Okay,
this,
cut.
like hanging out backstage, that was so cool. Like that was the best part of the experience, I
Oh,
think.
for sure.
So like me and Jared were in different rooms, but my room like was just we were all having so much fun. They gave us mimosas, they
Yeah.
gave us beer, they gave us snacks, and so it truly was like brunch. Like
No, for real. Funny thing is I was actually supposed to be in your room. They came into our room and there's a few of you that are actually in the wrong group. And but when I checked in on the side of the building, they told me and I told them my name and they were like, "Yep," and brought me to the room with all my people. And then right when we started filming, they were like, "Yeah, like three of you are actually in the wrong room, but at this point now we just kind of have to roll with it and keep it the way that it is."
oh wow.
Yeah, so I just wonder like what the experience would have been like, because then I feel like there was other people in the other room that were in the wrong one too,
Yeah.
you know. So it's like I wonder what.
Well, I feel like our room was the cuter room, so you got to talk.
yeah.
Although I say that, but you ended up matching with someone from your own room, so I guess.
I just was I didn't vibe that hard with any of the people that I saw from the other room, but I would definitely say that
Okay, okay, T2. Well, we should probably cut to the half. Let's watch the show.
Woo! Wait, desperate singles? That's crazy.
No, so crazy. Oh,
Yeah,
Love on the button.
we did not know that they were gonna call it Desperate Singles. They did not warn us.
Yeah, they did not say that.
Of course you did it. They're trying to make y'all look crazy.
Exactly.
And I we also, so I don't know about y'all, but my room, our backstage room, we created a group chat, and so we've been like texting. And so as soon as the video came out, like someone like sent it, and we were all like, "What?" Like we've been freaking out about the fact that they called it "Desperate Singles." Like that is.
So
No,
funny.
for real. That is not what I meant by doing this video. Okay. It's already out there, so we can't do anything about it now.
I feel like you definitely come across the least desperate.
Do I?
I'm in the beginning.
You can't. It's not red yet. I'm not doing it for you.
Welcome to The Button, a speed dating show. When the button lights up red, either player may press it and swap out their date for a new person.
Get out of here.
If 2 people can last on a date for 10 minutes, they win an all expenses paid second date.
This video is made in partnership with Lilo.
Oh.
Hi there.
Good morning,
I'm Sammy.
Louis.
Louis, nice to meet you.
How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm great.
Fun fact about Luis.
Okay.
He has toes like fingers.
Like you can grab with them?
I can grab. I can pinch.
That's
I can open.
so- Can I see?
Can you? Okay. Like.
See if you
Okay.
can grab your glasses off your face.
Oh my god! It's still in my eye.
Period.
That's incredible.
So if we ever like tied up or anything, just tell me to take my shoes off.
got your toes?
We'll get the fuck out
That's
of
all we need. That's great. Are we gonna get tied up somewhere?
How important is sex in a relationship?
I think sex is really important, but I don't think it's the end all be all.
Oof.
I'm sorry.
For me, it's you're okay. I just don't think it's a date thing. Can I get a hug though?
Of course.
You have beautiful teeth. I love your teeth.
Thank you. Thank you. It's nice to meet you.
I think too.
Wait, Luis, why did you reject him?
I rejected him because it wasn't a vibe. It was a conversation like job. It was like, I don't know, I got a job. Hi.
I'm Eric.
Good morning, Eric. My name's Luis. How are you?
Good.
Good.
How kinky are you?
Kinky?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't do nothing with feet. Don't get confused with the feet tricks. Nothing with feet, but what are you good at?
I could eat ass pretty well.
Oh,
Sexually, I'm just saying.
okay.
Just-
Yeah, okay, that's a plus. That's a plus.
Yeah.
I got a big booty.
Oh.
It's big. So if you don't got experience with big booties, you gotta move it out the way.
I mean, I could show you later.
Oh,
Eric, have you ever used sex toys?
Oh, absolutely.
really?
Easily, yeah.
Okay, what kind?
Okay, most often I use is probably cock ring.
Cock ring.
Yeah, I get cold really easily.
Yeah.
So it shrinks up.
Okay.
Or like when I'm out in the bars.
Wait, so you wear it also besides sex?
Yeah.
On your free time?
No, not like always.
Oh, you
like
just turn it on like me. Like at work, me.
Yeah. It just feels good.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's cute. I'm sorry.
What kind of vibe are you feeling? Like, what do you want?
It's an instant connection. If I get shy, I know I like you. And for me, it was like more of like a nervous shy, but it wasn't like, oh my god, is that?
Thank you, Eric.
See you later.
Luis!
Sorry. I like your fit.
Thanks. You're just like tatted.
Thank you.
I have 0 tattoos.
Zero?
0.
You look like you have tattoos.
Have you ever used sex toys?
Well, I personally used like a plug, and then I've also used a flashlight before.
Okay. I've used a flashlight. I've never tried anything. But I'm open. I never said no to anything I've never tried before. Do
All right.
you remember?
What was my name?
I don't remember.
You don't remember my name? What? Damn.
I like your style.
Thank you, thank you. Yes, I love me some street style.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
kinda
yeah.
my vibe.
Kind of like urban, yeah.
Yeah,
do, you,
yeah.
do you dance?
I don't. Do you dance, Andrew?
I do, yeah. I did hip hop dance for a number of years. I've been on some crews and stuff, yeah.
Oh, so like he's gonna show something, right? He's gonna show a dance move.
Yes, he is.
Oh, you did the little slap. Oh!
There you go.
Oh my lord.
Did I get your name?
Okay.
Danny.
Danny.
I do need to say I did more than just that dance, right? That's all they. But like to their credit, like I like danced like right beside the table, and I was pretty nervous. I was like, am I gonna look like foolish? Like so. Then by the time it actually had me like in the spotlight, I was like, I'm just gonna do the safest thing, you know. But I did. There's a lot of people who are like, that's not hip hop dance. I'm like, I know, like I've done actual hip hop.
Honestly, props to you. I would dance on that.
Okay, also, I'm pretty sure this is the reason they called it Desperate Singles. They're like, look, these singles will do everything. They're getting their doing body rolls. Like, they're so desperate. I'm like, all right.
Yeah.
Also, Cody co-reacted to this, and he gave me a ton of shit for how I was dressed. He said I looked like I'm too professional. I look stuffy, and like he said, this guy looks like he just got out of the break room at work.
Cody Co.
Danny,
Andrew.
cool, yeah.
Yeah. Oh. It's over.
Sorry, you're really cool. I just blink out. I feel
like a friendly thing.
Yeah, exactly.
That was
Like
almost
I could
something.
hang with you all day.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
we were vibing for sure. And so,
Yeah, it was a
for sure.
vibe.
Yeah, thank you so much, Danny.
Yes.
Really appreciate it.
Likewise.
Thank you, Daddy.
Thank you.
He was nice though. He was cool.
He's a sweetie. He's
Yeah,
a sweetie.
he's gonna find love, I'm sure. Okay, and I was right because I ran into Danny on the street this weekend. He was outside on this complex. There was like a little farm fair, and I was like, "Oh my god, Danny, hey!" And he was with a boyfriend.
Oh, good for him.
He's already found a man. I was right. He's gonna find someone. Yeah.
Oh, I
Meanwhile,
thought he had like a boyfriend the whole time.
What'd you say?
I thought he had a boyfriend the whole time. I was like, that's crazy.
No, I did ask him that. That was the first thing I asked. I was like, "So, did you have like our conversation was all of 5 seconds, and that was the only thing I asked." I was like, "So, were y'all already dating?" And he's like, "No." He's like, "We had just started like talking, but it wasn't until after the video that they started dating."
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Andrew. Yeah, he's so cute. Trey, nice to meet you, Trey. You know what's up. That is a really cool shirt.
Thank you. Can I like press it?
You can't. It's not red
Oh,
yet. I'm not doing it for you.
Not to say this being rude, but a little color, like
Like I'm too white for you.
a little like chocolate, you know what I mean?
Ah!
Something a little tan. Okay.
I'll get a
Can I
tan.
press it?
At the moment, it was funny. It was funny.
You're awesome.
Question. How important is sex in a relationship?
Oh, let me just be quiet.
It's important. I mean, for me, I'm endowed, so to have somebody that's able to accommodate that has been an issue here.
Trey,
Yeah.
how much experience do you have?
Like a little kiss here and there.
Oh, that's it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Will you ask Trey if he's a
Oh
virgin?
God.
Ooh.
Trey,
Don't ask me that.
I'm a virgin in my ass.
Wait.
On top. So, I've never been penetrated.
Oh, okay. I was there. Okay. Hold on. Let's just keep
He's
it.
like, wait.
Yeah, I'm a virgin.
Okay. Nothing wrong with that. Can I ask how old you are?
Maybe 21. I just turned 21. Right. How old are you?
35.
Okay. You're like.
Too old.
No, you're not too old. You're just giving like. I can press
Go
it.
ahead.
You're like.
It's all good.
You're like my uncle. Like. No, like you give me like uncle vibes. Like.
I look like a whole lesbian up here, and I get
Stop. What you mean? No, like.
What kind of shit is that?
Can I? I'm gonna close my eyes.
I like it.
Hi,
Hello.
how are you? What's your name?
I'm Trey. What's your name?
I'm Brady, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
I have a question for you.
What?
Tell me about your worst first date you've ever had.
So I never had a first date before.
Oh my god. So this is the first time you've ever like gone on like a date kind of thing?
This? Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Hello.
When they, because I was like right after that happened, and I was like just so ready to go in, and then they're like, "Ah, they broke the button," and I was like, then had to wait there in my like anxious state for like another hour. It was rough. But this guy, Brady, I had actually talked to him before. Like, yeah. And I was pulling up to the studio and I saw him park. And I was like, just my luck. I'm going to have to talk to him because bad on me, I ghosted him.
Ooh.
You ghosted him?
Yeah. And so then imagine my surprise when he's the first person I walk into. I walk in and I'm like, oh, like this is just not what I wanted, and I like knew it was gonna happen.
Also, this shoot was like 8 hours long. You were like in a room with him for. Oh no, he was in our room. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, but still, you ended up being paired with him. And you're like,
Yeah.
oh.
And it was wild. I was like, wow, of course. But I don't know if he really like remembered. But I think both of us just kind of
Pretended that never
pretended
happened.
it was just never a thing. We've never seen each
Well, this is him seeing you, right? This is him.
other.
I wonder if that's what's happening in his head right now. He's
Good,
like,
how are you?
"Oh, this is
Good,
what I'm
Jared. Brady, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Fun fact about Jared.
Okay.
His tongue is incredibly flexible.
What does that mean?
I can just make it really big.
Oh my god, what the fuck? How are you doing that?
Oh.
Jared won.
Why'd you reject me?
I felt like we had a good conversation. I just felt us being more like friendly
Also, why did you
than
ghost me?
anything serious.
Work.
I would say
What's your name?
Zach,
I'm Jared. Nice
you
to
are
meet
very
you.
cute.
Thank you. You as well. So how old are you?
26.
26. Okay.
How old are you?
22.
Damn. Let's talk about your piercings.
Yeah, I have like 11. So I have
This
these
is such a great
two.
conversation.
The two right
No,
here,
it
and
wasn't.
then I also have my nipples pierced, but obviously you can't see.
You
them.
were so cute, dude.
Ask if he'll show you his nipple piercings.
Should I? I'll show you one of them. You want to see one?
Yes. Swoon.
Would you ever get your penis pierced?
Ooh, would you?
Never. No.
Yeah.
There's no way.
no way.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
You know, I really think our conversation was great. It was like going really well, but I feel like we vibed too well as like friends. I don't know if I could see it going in like a romantic
And I pressed
direction.
But we had
Yes.
That was a good
It
conversation.
was a very good
Wait,
conversation.
pause. Did they show that?
no, so that was the second time.
Really?
I-
So y'all
that-
passed the first time. Y'all
Yeah.
did have some chemistry.
So we like talked, it went red, we both ignored it, and then we had like the long conversation. That's when I like showed people like all that. And then it was like, okay, I'm gonna go red one more time. The button was like, oh, I think this is a match.
Oh,
And then it was like, I'm gonna go red one more time.
you're like, ooh.
And then I was just like, can't. And then once we walked out, Simone was literally like, yeah, I knew you were gonna hit that button when it went red. And I was like, no.
Dang.
I felt bad because he was really, really sweet. I just knew I would not romantically like go out with him, you know? I was like,
Yeah.
yeah, we can be friends and all that. But also not pictured. He literally said to me after, he was like, oh, you're not my type at all.
What?
Okay.
And I was like, okay, sure, okay.
I'm also like,
girl.
I have to say props to him for like appearing so well on camera
Oh, yeah.
because we were drinking backstage, like, and I think he was hitting those mimosas for sure, like. But yeah, I think he comes across great in this video.
Oh, for
Really,
sure.
yeah.
Sweet guy. Like, super.
And it's also
super nice.
it's very. I feel like it's a much nicer thing to reject someone than to lead someone on, which is like I wasn't shy with my button pressing either. Yeah.
It's very nice.
I was like, if I'm gonna do it, I just gotta do it.
Yeah.
Oh.
I love that. I love that little like look you do.
Hi.
How you
I felt
doing?
like
Good, how are you?
Doing well. What's your name?
Gary, what's your name?
Jared.
Jared, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Have either one of you used sex toys before?
Oh, have you?
Yeah, I have. I mean, a few times. Have you?
Yeah. Like a cock ring, maybe?
Oh,
Or
yeah.
like anything to do with like
it's
the dick, I guess.
So not butt stuff.
Not butt stuff, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm-
Sorry.
No, you're totally good. You're so good. Can I ask why?
I mean,
You can.
You don't have to tell me.
I really just think like the whole point of this game, if someone asks, like if you reject someone, you should at least give them like something. Don't just be like yeah, I gave him the option. I was like, you don't have to tell me, but I was like,
Oh yeah, that was crazy. He's like, oh, I will take you up on that option.
yeah, and I was like, okay, at least give me a little something. Now you're just like leaving me hanging. And my some of my family watched the video, and my cousin actually worked with Gary back in like the day, and she was not very happy with it. But
oh.
just the cousin, you know.
At least he wasn't rude. Like some people get on the
Oh.
button and they'll say rude
as we will see shortly, probably.
Oh!
You don't have to. It's okay.
No, I won't tell you. I'm so sorry.
No, you're good.
You're really nice though.
Thank you, you
Yeah.
too. It's very nice to meet you.
Hi.
Gary, what's your name?
Gary, I'm Curtis.
Hi, Curtis. Love your nails.
Thank you. Love your nails.
Thank you. Yeah.
That's cute. Sorry, I can't. I'm not trying to be mean, but like, what the fuck was that? That's who you're gonna pair me up with? Give me a sexy daddy. Hi. Chris, I'm Curtis.
Nice to meet you.
Chris is my dad's name, by the way.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
How important is sex in a relationship?
I wouldn't say it's like the most important thing, but like we all have. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, no worries.
Okay,
So like from what I heard, like their conversation, obviously they had to cut it down, but their conversation was longer than that. And I wish they had given him more screen time. He was really nice and a really fun person. They just had so many guys to get through. But
That's what Curtis was saying about the whole thing. He was like, that part made me look even worse because he was like, our conversation really was like way longer than that. And he said they were talking about hiking.
yeah,
And then Curtis doesn't like to hike. So once they got on that, then Curtis, he was like, yeah, I'm not never going to go on a hike with you. So he pressed it, but they made it look like he said he pressed the button because sex like wasn't important in a relationship. And he was like, that's like not how the conversation went. But
yeah, that's a lose for both of them. Yeah, it probably would have like made him look more like, yeah, and also, and I'm sure he told you this too, but like Curtis was telling us, he was like pretty nervous going into this.
oh yeah,
Like he was nervous he was going to look bad. He was nervous he was going to look mean and bad. And Jesse talks about this too. If y'all have seen, if you've seen Jesse Warren's like reaction video to his own button, I don't know if you know who that is, but he's also been in a lot of the videos.
yeah.
He's basically like, I was having like an anxiety attack. Like the anxiety of that like can really cause you to. I mean, you see me when Danny asked me why I rejected him, I like blank. Like you were just complaining about that. Blank.
But I mean, like, it is super easy to go blank like that when you're like, because that's such a rush of emotion. Like, once you press that button and they do ask you, you're like, why did I do it? Like, I don't know. Like, all these thoughts like start going through your head, and so it's hard to come up with a clear answer. So I do get it.
Yeah, exactly. There's just like I feel like more so than the other cut videos, this one sometimes has like a bit of like suddenly you're put on the spot and don't realize like know what to say, and the reactions can be
okay, I'm gonna be nice.
very.
My butthole is quivering. Hi.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good.
How's it been out here?
It's been questionable.
Questionable. Why?
Not a whole lot of great options. It's slim pickings here in Seattle, I guess.
Sure is. You know, a single gay guys. Not a lot of them.
No. Where are you at dating-wise right now?
I would say I'm ready for a relationship. I like to take things maybe a little slower. Like if we can go out for a few times and we're just vibing, the more and more that we go along, I feel like it'll naturally form into something.
Okay, good.
How do you feel about it?
That's where I'm at. If I had fun with you, let's hang out again. If we had fun that time, let's hang out again. Let it happen
It
organically.
does seem like
How
really
important is
connecting.
sex in a relationship for you?
Sex is important.
It's yeah, no, there's no beating around the bush in that one. I'm not gonna settle down with someone when intimacy is lacking.
We can't even fake that.
No, not at all.
Are you two open to sexual exploration?
Button.
Yeah, I'd say I'm not boring, but I'm also like not super crazy, you know, like I'm not gonna be like, yeah, take this 10-inch like huge thing and like just go for
I'm
it.
not gonna shove a 10-inch of anything up anywhere on you. The biggest part is like making sure each other is like comfortable with it and having fun with it.
Oh, 100%.
I will say, y'all take what was like could have been a very loaded like question, and that answer was so wholesome. Like you're just so relaxed in your like response to it that like it didn't come across as some like scandalous, saucy thing. It seemed like a really like open, wholesome conversation about sex, which was cool.
Which I feel like is another, we could kind of just tell like back in the room, you know, and all that stuff, that we kind of just have that natural vibe of getting along. Like it's like, oh, we've met before or something like that, so it's not awkward between us. And I feel like that's what more so led to the match, is it was so much easier. It just felt like we were having a conversation with a friend and not like, oh, I'm meeting someone for the first time, we're sitting in front of a camera and like
Oh,
we're gonna
God.
press a button on each other.
I didn't realize how awkward that would feel until I was there the first time. It's like you're just there at a table on a first blind date and there's cameras, and it was like you do warm up to it, but that first like 5 seconds with
Yeah.
both people, I was like, this is so weird. Like it's hard to
scary.
shake that. Yeah.
Yeah, and you're judging someone with the push of a button.
Yeah, exactly. There's a lot going on.
You two look cute together. I'm gonna go red again. If you're not vibing, hit me.
Don't do
I'm gonna call that a match. Congratulations. You two are going on a second date.
You can tell it's been a long shoot.
This video is made in partnership with Lilo. Lilo has a new product called the Tor 3. It's an app-connected, vibrating couples ring that transmits vibrations to both partners
This is why
to
we
enhance
got all the-
sensations. Use the app to control the device, customize your pleasure, and achieve more intense mutual satisfaction.
Any closing comments you want to make for this reaction video we've done?
You know, it was a fun experience. I definitely think Tut is like a very fun thing to go do. I don't know if I'd do the button again. I feel like it's kind of things that you do like once and you're done. You know, I would love to be in different videos, but just something like this, I don't know. It doesn't feel like as fun as the other ones. It's like more of a serious one, and I feel like if I came back, I'd want to do something more fun and just relaxing and.
Well, you survived the button. And girl, you
We
won
both
the
did.
button.
Hey,
Yeah, we
we
survived the
survived.
button. Yeah, and I'm gonna ask the question everyone's gonna want to know: have y'all been on the date yet?
We did go on the date.
Oh, where did y'all go?
We went to the Matador in Seattle.
Ooh,
Yeah.
is it fancy?
Uh,
They
it's
give you
like
a decent budget.
Yeah, it's Mexican like fusion restaurant kind of thing. Good drinks, the food was really good, and then he actually brought me to his friend's boyfriend's birthday party, and I met like 25 of his friends in the first, because the date was going so well, and he was like,
Oh shit.
I have to leave at 6, but do you want to come? And then I ended up spending the night. We were all like hanging out like the whole night. I didn't go home till like noon the next day.
Whoa.
Yeah, it was quite the second date. Quite
Damn.
the second date.
Y'all had quite the first date too.
Yeah, no, for real. We're like, wow, this is all just happening. Yeah.
And then we can leave this at cut. But are y'all still talking?
We did start dating after like a month. But like 2 weeks ago, I did end things. I was like, you know, he's a great guy. And when I ended it, I was just like, you know what, we both deserve the best, but I don't think we're each other's best. And I just let us at that. And that was that.
Did
Go off.
What did you say?
I said go off. That's all I said.
Did how he appear in this video have any impact on that?
Not really. I think he's a great guy. We ended on good terms. Like he was super like understanding and all that, and there was no bad blood. Like it's not like we unfollowed each other on everything.
Yeah.
And we were only together like we'd been talking for I would say like a month, and then we started dating, and we were only together for like a month. So it wasn't like it grew into anything.
That's really cool that y'all did actually date, because I feel like you see these dating shows and you think like, oh, it's all just for show, but like y'all went on a legitimate date, which is really cool. But I was about to say, ladies, he's single, but that's not right. Gentlemen, he's single.
I am. Hey, my DMs are open.
Oh, drop your at. What's your
Jared.waters16?
Hey,
Yeah.
let's go. All right, This has been a Rainbow Room reaction video. Woo! Yeah, so let's do closing thoughts. Eric, I really love what you said about the diversity. I think that's one thing that is really fun to watch about Cut, is they bring in so many different people and you get to see how all different types of people react. And I'm really happy that Cut did a gay button, and we got to see that. And that even within being gay, like, we saw so much diversity within that, which was really cool. And I thought it was a fun time.
Yeah, I thought, like, just talking about everything and hearing other people's outside thoughts about it was cool. And, like, the gay button, I hope we do see more of them. I hope we see, like, there's gay, lesbian, pan, like, whatever on the spectrum. Like, I feel like now that they're starting to dive more into that, we should just go fully into it and see, like, all the options of sexuality, like, displayed. So hopefully we'll see more in the future.
Yeah.
My thoughts on the gay button. Spicy. Fun. Diverse. Crazy. Fun for not the whole family, for people who love sex.
Definitely agree with those thoughts.
Fun for the members of your family who like sex.
Like sex.
Well, Jared, thank you so much for coming on our podcast. Do you have anything you want to promote or anything like that?
No, I mean, thank you guys so much for having me. I had a really good time. You can follow me on Instagram, Jared.Water16.
Hey.
You know, another promo, come on now. But no, for real, thank you guys for having me. It was so fun. You guys, so fun to talk to, and it was a great time.
Hell yeah! Thank you for being on. Woo! Bye! That's all for this week. If you like the podcast, the best way you can support us is by recommending us to others. You can also subscribe to us and rate us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and YouTube by searching Rainbow Room Podcast. You can follow us on Instagram and TikTok at Rainbow Room Podcast and Twitter at @Rainbow_Room_. Thanks for listening. See you next week.